r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What's the worst cousin story you've ever heard? We were camping once, and my cousin walked off into the woods to smoke a joint and take a morning poop. He took a gun along to keep himself entertained. When he finished his joint and poo, he looked back at his pile and naturally decided to shoot it. He returned to the campsite covered in the shrapnel of his bad decision. A couple years back I heard about a guy who traveled for a family reunion. He decided to have a drink at the bar near his hotel. He got into an argument with a guy at the bar and they decided to take it outside. He accidentally killed the other guy in the fight only to find out it was a cousin he had never met that was also there for the reunion. I had a friend in high school and he kept telling his attractive older female cousin seemed to be flirting with him and trying to sleep with him. We called him out for his obvious lies. I was over at his house like a month later and his cousin stopped by with her family. We were in the basement and the whole time she was flirting with him and rubbing his arms and thighs. She was his first cousin. It was like watching a modern video intro. Not nearly as bad as some of the other stories. I was seeing this guy in high school for like a year. I have a feeling he's cheating on me and long story short we break up. I'm catching up with my cousin a couple of weeks later. She's describing how she was seeing this guy and really liked him until she found out guy was cheating on his girlfriend with her. He cheated on me with my cousin. He also had no idea we were related, he just has a type I guess. I once walked into my cousins having sex, brother and sister. We silently agreed nothing happened. My cousin robbed my dying uncle, then Walmart, then sold a car he did not have a title to. He got arrested for it. Then the story was in the news, online local paper. It read, Eric is charged with robbery, breaking and entering, and car theft. Eric decided to comment on the story. I didn't steal a car. Trashiest thing ever. I have a cousin who has slept with several of our first cousins. Was even going to marry one when they were teenagers. There was a letter written to my aunt, which my mom read and can vouch for. My aunt was totally fine with it, while my mom was like, yo what the fudge. For context, Indiana and Kentucky. Doing a hike with two of my cousins and an uncle of ours. One of my cousins found a ball-shaped cactus and wanted to take it with him for no reason. He just thought it was cool. He didn't have any container so he had to carry it in his hand, causing the cactus to sting his fingers continually. After a while, my uncle told him to throw it away because he was getting harmed. My cousin did it, but in the most stupid way. He threw the cactus in the air and kicked it like a goalkeeper, causing the damn thing to get nailed to his foot. I have an awesome cousin story. As a kid the thing to do in our little town was go to the neighboring town to roller skate. Long story short, my friend meets a girl, spends all night making out with her behind the rink. End of the night my buddy decides to stay behind and wait for her parents to pick her up, being a gentleman. Monday at school I ask him, how'd the rest of the night go? Turns out his father had an estranged brother the family never talked about. The girl was his cousin. She didn't want to make out anymore. I have family members who were dating each other for years and didn't know they were actually cousins. They were even planning on getting married until they found out. I have two cousins who got married, have two teenage kids now, and are getting divorced. I have a cousin who is a nurse. She rose to a small bit of TikTok fame by posting videos talking about how she would have no problem unplugging someone's ventilator at the hospital to plug in her phone. There were a few of these videos and each one made you wonder what was wrong with her. She was promptly fired from her job. My 29 male cousin is currently doing a sort of walkabout of America. His plan is to walk across the country without any money, relying on the generosity of strangers and churches. He is a super duper Catholic. He started in New Jersey about 4 months ago and he's currently in Georgia. Most of us thought he'd be hurt or worse by now, but apparently he's been doing really well by relying on churches. One of his goals was to prove that humanity is inherently kind, which no one really agreed, and so far he's proved his point. I think it's pretty admirable what he's doing, but there are some criticisms to be had. He's essentially role-playing as a homeless man. Apparently there's copper in houses. Rusty started stealing it from houses. Well, he got a divorce and lost his whole family after he went to prison. I still don't understand the scam. He was known in our town as the copper bandit before he got caught. Rusty, just work at Walmart. Don't steal copper. It was weird. That time I went bowling with my cousin in Liberty City. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.